Good morning everyone and thank you for joining us on the Polymerupdate News Show. It is Saturday, September 8th. This is Pratiksha Karkera in Mumbai. Today we bring to you a special report consisting of global market synopsis of polymers spanning three major markets: Asia, Europe and the United States of America. In Asia, in PP, prices dropped in China and India this week. The price fall was in line with weaker demand trends coupled with deals sealed at lower price levels in the region. In PVC, report of ample product availability and deals concluded at lower price levels together dragged prices of PVC lower across the Asian region this week. In LDPE, despite weaker regional buying sentiments and ample product availability, LDPE prices were assessed stable in Asia this week. In HDPE, prices journeyed southward in Asia. Prices dropped on the back of persistent weak demand trends witnessed in the region. Reports of ample regional product availability across the Asian region further supported the price fall. In LLGPE, spot prices were assessed flat in Asia this week. This despite persistent bearish buying sentiments and plentiful product avails across the Asian region. In ABS, weaker upstream butadiene values and persistent bearish demand trends pulled ABS prices sharply lower in Asia this week. In PS, despite higher upstream costs, prices dropped in Asia. Prices fell as demand trends continued to remain sluggish in Asia. In PET, firmer upstream PTA and MEG values coupled with strong regional demand trends pushed PET bottle grade prices sharply higher in Asia this week. In the European market, in LGPE, prices were assessed steady in Europe this week. This despite a week-on-week drop in upstream energy and ethylene spot values. Product availability remained ample amid weaker regional demand trends. In HDPE and LLGPE, despite persistent poor buying trends, HDPE and LLGPE prices were assessed flat in Europe this week. Product avails for LLDPE remained ample while HDPE availability was reported as tight in the European region. In PP, despite a rise in feedstock propylene contract rates for September, PP prices were assessed flat in Europe this week. Regional buying sentiments were reported as bearish amid plentiful product availability. The September polymer grade propylene contract price was settled at Euro 10 per metric ton higher from the August settlement levels. In PVC, spot and contract prices were assessed steady in Europe this week. This despite weaker upstream ethylene values and sufficient regional product availability. Buying sentiments were reported to have improved in the region. In PS, a steep rise in upstream SM contract price settlement for the month of September pushed PS spot and contract prices higher in Europe this week. September contract prices for SM was settled at 1,380 euro per metric ton levels, a steep rise of 65 euros per metric ton from August levels. In PET, bottle grade PET contract and spot prices gained in Europe this week. Higher upstream costs and persistent strong regional demand trends helped sellers of PET raise their prices higher. Bullish cues from the Asian PET markets further pushed prices higher in Europe. In the United States of America, in LDPE, despite higher upstream ethylene spot and contract values, LDPE's export prices edged lower in the US this week. Reports of softer buying sentiment supported the price fall. In LLGPE, export prices were assessed stable in the US this week. This despite firmer upstream ethylene values. August ethylene contract price was settled at 1 cent per LB higher from July's settlement levels. In HDPE, despite higher upstream costs, HDPE export prices displayed a mixed undertone in the US this week. HDPE blow molding prices were assessed lower by $15 per metric ton owing to ample product availability and softer buying interest. HDPE injection grades were up by $15 per metric ton on the back of higher upstream costs and deals heard to have been concluded at higher price levels. In PP, prices of PP were assessed steady in the USA. Prices witnessed stability on the back of firmer upstream propylene contract rates for the month of September. In PVC, export prices were assessed steady in the United States of America this week. Global demand trends continue to remain poor. In PS, despite weaker global demand trends, PS export prices were assessed stable in the US this week. In ABS, although upstream SM, butadiene and ACN rates continue to remain high, ABS prices in the United States of America were assessed flat this week. That is all for today's Polymer News. We are also taking comments and questions from our viewers, so make sure you drop an email to info@polymerupdate.com. Many thanks for watching. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/polymerupdate and be sure to click the like button. You can also find us on Twitter at Polymerupdate. For the latest news from the plastics and petrochemicals industry, subscribe to our YouTube channel and do not forget to hit the bell icon.